All right, welcome to the List Podcast, the only podcast that's recorded while my girlfriend's at work. I'm your host, Kevin Mozzolino, and with me as always is our opinionated list maker, Sean Preller. How are you doing today, Sean?
Oh, wonderful. Glad to be here in your basement.
See how I did like a radio intro? I thought that was pretty good.
Very well rehearsed.
All right, yes, I've been practicing that for months. Okay, so this is the List Podcast, and Sean here is our list maker.
And financial backer.
Yes, I keep forgetting financial backer. Original audio provided by me and the band formerly known as Welker. So anyway, you're probably wondering what in the world is the List Podcast and why is Sean Preller our opinionated list maker. So let me tell you. Sean likes to list and rank things. So today we're going to talk about the types of things that we're going to be listing and ranking on the List Podcast. So what kind of stuff are we going to talk about, Sean?
Well, I have a whole list here of lists for us to discuss over the coming weeks and months and however long this thing lasts.
So the title of this episode is The List of Lists.
Yes, and we might even get into one of them, which is pretty exciting. We have a whole slew of things to discuss, possible things to discuss, such as, say, some things that we're both pretty passionate about, like, movies, sports, types of meat, things of that nature. We can go through this together and discuss. How do you feel about that?
That sounds great. I'm really excited to talk about my list of lists, which are a couple things that I'm very passionate about, even though I'm not the list maker. And if anybody's watching the video, this is Benji. He wants to participate in the podcast as well. So, all right, Sean, give me your list of lists.
All right. Well, see here. Again, we're both pretty passionate about movies, so a good point of discussion might be comic book movies specifically. There's just way too many of those, and so we could talk probably for a solid 2 days about that.
Now, is that the list that started the List Podcast?
I feel like it is. While we were working very diligently at our place of work, we found time to talk about some of these subjects, such as comic book movies.
Yeah, and I think that the history really begins when Sean let me borrow all of his Marvel movies in the proper order of viewing. And so then we started talking about which ones were the best ones, and we have this coworker who will remain unnamed at this point, who has a strange obsession with Howard the Duck. And so Howard the Duck will probably appear on this list, ranking the comic book movies.
Yeah. So again, I'm pretty opinionated. So of course I had an order for him to watch them in. So that also kind of prompted all of this, as my hand is being gnawed on.
Benji is chewing on Sean's hand for some reason. For those of you listening at home, Benji.
And so, another subject for us to talk about is college football traditions. We both went to Penn State, and so we kind of have opinions about that. Football's pretty big at Penn State.
If you're an Ohio State fan, you probably are going to want to listen to that episode.
Just to get upset. NFL fan bases as well. Just keeping on that theme of sports. That's a pretty straightforward one. Again, being in Pennsylvania, we have some local teams that are kind of famous for their fan bases. Fast food chains, Burger joint rankings included. So kind of mix those two into a full podcast, because just listing fast food chains, can get pretty
aren't there only
dull.
There's only like 2 burger chains anyway, Five Guys and that other one.
Those are the only 2 that matter, but there's some other ones, like, I don't know, Arby's might get thrown in there. Rock vocalists, music is a big thing here for Kevin, for sure. Myself, I can play the trumpet, I guess. And so rock vocalist is a good one. Dating apps. That's one that we've discussed in depth.
I'm pretty excited about the dating app ranking, and Sean knows this. So the plan is that he's going to try out various dating apps, such as Tinder and Farmers Only, for a period of time, maybe a week or two. He's going to have to sign up and try them out, and maybe talk to some people on these apps.
Wait, are we doing like paid subscriptions on
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of free ones out there.
Okay.
So Sean's going to try out the dating apps, and he's going to come back and rank them. His girlfriend, if he has one at the time, may not be happy about that, but we're probably going to do it anyway.
We'll just discuss it. We'll get through that one.
I personally am very excited about the dating app ranking. Can't wait to put Sean through that. Just for the record, last time he was on a dating app, whose picture did you use? Ralph Wiggum. His profile picture on Tinder was Ralph Wiggum. So
if you don't know that, that's a short, chubby kid from The Simpsons.
This is the type of guy that we're dealing with here.
Yeah. Don't exactly take those things too seriously, which, doesn't always work out, but that's all right. We'll figure it out as it comes. Another point of discussion might be countries to visit, even though I haven't been outside the U.S., so that's a fun one to work on. I have some strong opinions about things I know nothing about.
And that is exactly why we're here.
That's pretty much this entire podcast.
And if you want to disagree with any of Sean's opinions, feel free to reach out to us at our email, which is thepodcastcalledthelist@gmail.com, or at our Twitter, which is @thelist_pod. And we'll remind everybody again what that is. So anyway, feel free to...
Nice plug. Either of those could change as well. Because
feel free to reach out and tell us that Sean's opinions are terrible. Yeah. We would appreciate that.
And we might ignore them. Another good one might be video game consoles' impact for their time. Very, very hot topic, the whole console wars. And we both have very different perspectives on that. So just because we've been exposed to different ones.
Just get out of here with your Halo. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So also Empires Through History. This one might be an opportunity to get a guest fellow team member in here to discuss.
Yes, we might need to call in our resident historical expert to discuss Empires Through History. I don't know if it's on your list, but another one might be best cinematic nude scenes. And yes, that's right, I said nude scenes. And we have an expert for that as well. So
yeah, we might get his input on some of these going forward for sure. Speaking of which, Star Wars movies. I know that has a hot scene in one of its movies. The famous, what is that? Bikini Leia or whatever it is.
I have never seen those.
It's not quite a nude scene, but I'm sure.
This podcast just lost all credibility because I have not seen all the Star Wars movies. Rest assured, I will do my research prior to that episode.
Yeah, and I have all those to go into them as well. So.
Oh, good.
There you go. Or what might be fun is you just give your opinions without having seen them.
I can do that.
Maybe just read a quick synopsis.
I do have things to say about Jar Jar Binks, so that would be fun.
And we can maybe even split that podcast into like 2 sections where like you list one and it's like not even, you didn't watch them, and then you watch them and you form your opinion.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
And you just edit it together and call it a day. Meanwhile, I can't get away with that. I've seen them all too many times. Also, a hot topic of discussion might be sexy languages and accents. We might be able to get into that one here yet today.
I'm an expert in non-sexy languages, so I can't wait to discuss.
Okay. What would that be, like Northern Pennsylvania?
I don't want to give my list away,
Oh.
but for example, I would.
Oh, you're talking about the languages you don't like.
Yeah. Non-sexy languages, I would say redneck Southern, 'cause
Okay.
I think a Southern accent is generally considered to be sexy.
Uh-huh.
But then you've got your redneck, which is not sexy.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right. Well, we'll get further into that because I already have some opinions on what you just said. What a horse crap that is. Another point of discussion might be types of soda or pop, I guess, if you're an idiot. And
wait a minute, I call it pop.
do you call it pop?
Yes.
Well, there you go. We have a resident idiot here, but we can discuss that at a later time as well. Just have a whole 45-minute argument about it. Car companies through history. There's something that I care about. Kevin, not so much, but he might be a
Yeah,
he
but
needs
I
to
mean, who
throw in
doesn't
some
love Daewoo,
banter.
right?
Right.
So-
We can all agree Daewoo has been making fabulous vehicles for years. Please sponsor us, Daewoo. I'm sure they're listening.
That reminds me, the List podcast is brought to you by Trojan Condoms. Trojan, because you shouldn't have children.
Why did you point at me when you said
It was
that?
a general point. A general, probably.
Watching the video, you can see in
Most-
the playback, that you should have children.
Most of our listeners maybe should not have children.
That's true. We're reducing your IQ as we speak. Another one is fun sports to watch versus play. Again, getting back to sports, that's one that we could talk about because they're very different. You're watching one, maybe you're having a good time, like football, but you play it, and next thing you know, you're getting crushed by the fat kid at school. So. Been there, done that. Another one, maybe toys as a kid. There's one for all you young at heart.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah,
and
again,
plus
we have
with
different
our
perspectives.
with our ages being 10 years apart, we're gonna have different.
Mine maybe has
perspectives,
some electronics, and yours is the wheel that those kids used to run around with the stick.
Oh, whatever, dude. Ninja Turtle action figures all day.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
an action figure. Another one, stereotypes by perceived accuracy. There's one that we can get in trouble for.
Yeah, that one's going to be down the
it's gonna
road
be
because
spicy.
we're afraid of that topic. So
I think we should just start with that one.
no, absolutely not.
Just cut this thing off from the get-go. Lawsuit right away. I don't know. No, if you get offended, again, feel free to email Kevin here or
Actually,
or his
Sean's
Twitter.
in
He's
charge.
managing both of them.
Sean is managing the email, which is a podcast called The List.
Yeah, but everything
That's
gets
true.
forwarded to his personal email, so
It does not. So that's fine.
he doesn't know yet. All right, so another one, maybe Marvel versus DC knockoffs of each other. Again, getting back to comic books, I know a little bit about this, and with a little bit of research, this one can get pretty deep. Maybe have some opinions on that. Another one, Fast and Furious movies.
Terrible
All
topic.
great movies.
All terrible movies.
Everyone's seen them. Life changing.
You want time by the magazine.
Yeah.
Turn that shit off right there.
Really should have been Emmy nominated or whatever. I don't know. Golden Globes.
As you can see,
Got
we
their
have a
program.
difference of opinion about Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah. So that might be something to discuss. Again, types of meat. This one is really the hot topic of discussion. Really everywhere. Everyone's getting their opinions in on this, and we just like to, throw in our 2 cents. Because we all know meatloaf, the combination of meats is really preferred. So, video game movies as well. Let's combine a couple of topics that we both like to discuss
Now,
and talk about all the shitty movies that have been made.
Video game movies. Do you count the Ninja Turtle movies from the 90s as video game movies or comic book
See,
movies?
you might be able to put that on your list, but my OCD refuses to allow that to happen.
I'm just saying, which one is it? Are they
Yeah.
based on the comic book or are they based on the video
What?
game? The Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, well, that wasn't even out. I'm pretty sure the movie came out before the video game.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I was playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade game, at the Pizza Hut back in like 1989 or whatever it was. So
Okay. Well, I don't know, man. Then you can go ahead and put it on yours because I'm not thinking of video games, but I'm thinking of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
as you can see, many of my lists will be Ninja Turtle centric. So
Yeah. Yeah, you can't see his whole house, but it's really like a Ninja Turtle collection. It's very impressive. I can't believe the amount of money he spent on Ninja Turtle things. This isn't true. All right, so that culminates my quick list of things I could just come up with off the top of my head in about 15 minutes. Just throw a list together, and there's plenty more ideas to come. I'm sure Kevin has some good ones here that he can discuss.
yeah, just a couple things that I wrote down. We maybe talked about one before. Video games.
Which is video games, period.
Yeah, which is tough because
Okay.
you're talking.
Yeah, let's schedule a podcast for an
generations.
entire day.
Yes, generations and whatever. Now, one that I'm particularly passionate about: TV theme songs.
Oh, that's a good one.
You've got your Friends theme song that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Knight Rider seems to be a popular one from back in the day.
Thundercats.
Yeah, Thundercats. Number one on my list is going to be Kids in the Hall.
Oh,
Number two, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
okay, that's all great. Let's no longer have that podcast. You know where that's headed.
Just saying. But we don't know your list, and
Yeah,
you're
no,
the
no one's
list
gonna watch
maker,
this.
so.
This is clearly the bottom that we're starting at. So no
Anyway.
one's watching this one.
Anyway,
Might even get scrapped.
TV theme songs, I think it's really great.
Yeah,
Greatest
I like that
rock bands. I know we talked rock
Greatest
vocalists,
rock bands.
but I'm thinking
Okay.
like rock bands.
Bands as a whole.
Yes,
Okay.
bands as a whole. Actors who are their characters. You told me to write that down, so I wrote it down.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. Still like that one.
One I think I wrote down that you didn't really care about was shittiest actors.
Okay.
And for some reason, I also wrote down politicians.
See, that might be like two of the same. You could like throw those in together, like
What?
actors that are their characters, because they're
Yeah.
clearly like good actors at that point. You know what I mean? We're talking like the Robert Downey Jr. being Iron Man.
I just
you know,
want to
like
talk about Nick Cage,
Nick Cage being what, an insane person?
a shitty actor.
Oh, a shitty actor.
Yes.
Okay, I thought we were still talking about the actors who are. their
And
characters.
and then the other one on my list was politicians.
Okay, there's another topic for people to get pissed off.
Yes, we can do some sort of list of politicians.
currently living politicians.
There's no criteria. I
Like
wrote
some
down.
that were alive.
I wrote
like,
down
during-
politicians. If you want to talk about James Polk, man, you talk about James Polk. All right.
All right. Do we get our resident historian in for this one?
We might need
Because
him.
he's pretty opinionated on that as well.
We might need him. So
Is that all of your list right there?
that's some
you
of
really
them.
cruised through that.
I didn't read some of them because you don't want to get too
Listy.
too much into like movies and TV and things like that.
Okay.
Which is what like half of my list
This
was.
isn't a movie and TV podcast.
Right,
This is
exactly.
a listing podcast.
Right, exactly. So I cut out some of the movie related ones, but I still think TV theme songs is a really great one, and politicians.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have a little bit of time left here this evening. It might be a good opportunity to talk about one of your lists.
Yeah. So the one I was thinking about talking about, and I might have just mentioned this a moment ago, but is the sexy accents and languages. This is probably a quick one to hit, but again, maybe piss some people off, And of course, discussing also shitty accents and languages that really are a turn off. And
That's where I come in.
yeah.
So
Why would that be? Are you just a negative person today? Or?
no, I just I think I know
Stronger opinions about things that you don't.
And that's really why I'm here, because I'm going to have strong opinions about why Sean's opinion sucks. So
you know you like them.
that's why we're here on the List podcast. So let's see, what does Sean have at the bottom of his list for sexy accents?
Oh, well, I actually don't have a ranked list. I just have a list of things that I like. And then near the top, maybe I'll just have like a couple that are like, oh, well, this one's clearly the best. But I'm not going to be able to just say, okay, this one's just like number 10 sexiest. But I can start with Jamaican being actually pretty hot. With a chick, like I'm talking like only chicks. Like I can't talk guys because I don't roll that way. But for the Jamaicans, you know, if you meet a Jamaican chick, that's pretty great. She's like 420 friendly, which that can be cool, if she's into that. But beyond that, like it's just a good accent.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That is a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, like the carefree kind of language, and you're gonna come home at the end of the day, and she's just gonna be like, I can't do a Jamaican accent, but I want to. So
I would if we weren't recording this. I don't want to embarrass myself.
Yeah, right.
I've been to Jamaica, actually.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Sean has never been out of the country, so he hasn't been.
Right.
But I think I've only been there once, maybe twice. They were both on cruises if I went twice. So I didn't spend a lot of time there, just a couple hours there. But they say, what do they say? Jamaica, no problem, man, or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
It's very, very chill.
Yeah.
We had, when I was there, our tour guide was a lady that went by just Madonna. So we had the Jamaican Madonna as our tour guide. And she was great. She was like, you like Jamaica so far, man? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you're gonna come back, man? I'm like, I don't know. I just got here. I mean,
no.
yeah, like, what am I gonna say? No, like, this island sucks and I'm never coming back. Anyway. So yeah, Jamaican, that's a good one. I didn't think about that one.
Yeah. You got to keep an open mind with them. Another one, Canadian. It kind of falls into the same realm where you're just like, well, this is cute. This is nice.
That's interesting because I had Canadian on my list as well.
Oh, okay.
But for not sexy.
Let's hear this.
Who's into a woman who's like, oh, don't you know, you hoser? Why don't you just take off, you knob?
Yeah, I'm into it.
And supposedly, Canadians have told me that only people from Newfoundland, which they call Newfies, say A. So you've heard that Canadian stereotype of people saying
that's what
A.
I was thinking when I was
supposedly, only Newfies say A.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't thinking French Canadian.
If you want to be turned off by the Canadian accent, watch the movie Strange Brew starring Rick Moranis. And I think you might change your mind. So yes, I had that one on my list as not sexy.
See, it's so nice. It's so nice. It's so pleasant. Another great one is Spanish.
That's a good one.
You got your Latino chicks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're going to be able to cook for you. Just based off
You're
your
getting
accent.
into the other list.
The
stereotypes.
Well, see, these are the things that are running through my head when I hear you speak. That's all I can say about it.
So you meet a nice Hispanic woman, and you're thinking, she's going to make me dinner.
Hell yeah, man. I love fucking tacos.
Well, I mean,
you got tacos, you got burritos, you got enchiladas.
Yeah, you're right.
I like my spicy food. I like my spicy women. What can I say? All right. Another one I got here. And British. I mean, that's super stereotypical, but a British chick is kind of hot.
Well,
especially if she's like the proper British.
I thought about British as well, because you have this sort of two, from what I know, there's sort of, like you said, the proper British.
Yeah.
And then you have that more, I don't know, like slang British. But I had that on my list as...
Like your chimney sweep.
Yeah, right. Right. I had that on the list.
I don't want no chimney sweep, girl.
As, well, that's where I'm going with this. Yeah. I had it on the list as a language or an accent that I would consider the general perception of it is sexy, but
Okay.
more from the perspective of women thinking men with a British accent
Right.
are sexy.
Right, yeah, I did factor that in a
Me
little bit.
as a guy,
Yeah.
I'm not too sure that I'm gonna find the English accent to be sexy.
Oh, okay. Well, how do you feel about just the regular, like our English accent?
Terrible.
Like,
Terrible.
do you even notice it? Like, is it like you're considering that? Because for me, I like don't even think about it. I'm just like, oh, you just speak like me. Okay.
Yeah, no.
No. Okay. All right. That's a big turnoff for you. Is
Yeah,
that when you're like, no,
absolutely,
like, nah.
Absolutely terrible.
Screw all these American girls. I
Yeah.
live near. Okay. Another one, a really good one, is New Zealand. So we're talking like it's almost Australian, but it's like even lighter. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've watched Flight of the Conchords. I know.
Yeah. So that would be pretty hot for like the mixture between Canadian and like English is kind of what it is for me. You know what I mean?
That's interesting. I did not consider New Zealand. But now all I can think about is What We Do in the Shadows, and I'm not sure that I think that's sexy.
Not the rock guy from
Yeah,
Thor.
but again, see, like that's like I like that accent, but I'm not sure that I find it sexy.
Yeah. Well, I certainly don't own the rock guy from Thor.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's that guy's name?
Well, there's Megan Korg or whatever.
Yeah, Korg. So what's his what's the guy that's voiced?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, Taika Waititi. There you go. See, this is where you come in.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Yeah. The actual facts of the matter.
Yeah, I'm always just like, what's that guy? And he just knows. All right, so alongside that, maybe it should have been behind it. Really, is Australian, like an Australian accent, you know?
Yeah, like when Jim Carrey does it at the beginning of Dumb and Dumber.
Sure. Yeah, lost me there. I've seen the movie a couple times. All right. Another really good one is Irish, an Irish accent.
See, and I had Irish on my list as well.
Yeah.
Again, for the same reason as the British, thinking more from the perspective that the general perception
No.
is sexy.
Yeah. But you're thinking guys again?
Well, I mean, yeah, I am
thinking guy?
I am thinking that women find the Irish accent sexy. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Not guys. You don't.
Well, have you ever flown on Aer Lingus? You probably haven't because you haven't left the country. The flight attendant speaks some Gaelic on Aer Lingus.
Okay.
Not gonna lie to you, brother.
Well,
that's
see-
a little sexy.
Oh.
So
See, I was going to say the language probably isn't.
Yeah,
but
no,
the accent
no.
definitely is.
no, Gaelic is where it's at, man.
Oh.
So yes,
The hitting good organ.
yes, very sexy, very sexy.
Okay. Yeah. And Scottish as well. Except that's not as good. I'll probably leave that for my. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'll leave that for my not as sexy list. Seen the movie Brave, and I was just pissed off the whole time. All right, and then Italian. That's my number one right there. Italian is my number one sexiest language and accent.
That's a good one.
Freaking love the Italian language so much.
That's a good one. I've also been to Italy, so
Okay, you are in fact a little bit Italian.
I am.
I'm not coming on to you.
Yep.
I'm just saying
Well,
Italian women.
I don't know how to speak any Italian except for the swear words that my grandma used to teach me as a kid.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I guess
start
I'm-
throwing them in for the podcast.
I guess I'm out of
sometimes.
luck. Sean
For our
won't be
Italian
hitting on me.
audience.
So
All right, that culminates my list here. So let's see what you have
So number
for
one
positives. We
was-
got to get positives. in.
positives.
And then I'll cover some of my negatives.
Oh boy. Well, I covered some of my positives, like because I agreed with you. Spanish, maybe Irish. I'm thinking maybe some of that Eastern European kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I
like,
almost forgot that.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know, like Finnish or something.
Finn?
Something
Oh.
like that.
I thought you were talking like Ukrainian.
Well, that's
Ukrainian
on my
women can
no.
be-
That is my non-sexy list.
Oh.
Ukrainian. Okay, so listen. I've been watching a lot of 90 Day Fiancé, and there's a lot of Ukrainian women on 90 Day Fiancé.
Okay. I've yet to watch this.
The voice is a little bit deeper, Sean.
Okay.
So,
But we're talking language and accents. Is that part of the accent?
But if I am hearing a bunch of Ukrainian women with these sort
Okay.
of deeper voices, Borat, Borat,
Yeah. Okay.
So that's not great, Sean.
Oh, okay. I understand. You got to listen to this Tatiana chick, the lead singer for this band Ginger. She's pretty hot, and so I kind of associate that language to her. But that's okay. Go ahead.
All right, so I don't know. Like I said, I'm thinking something like Finnish or something like that. Maybe
Okay.
French. What about French? That's the language of love.
We'll
isn't
get
it?
there. We'll get there next.
French is on your non-sexy list.
I have personal reasons.
Oh man. Okay, boy. And I mentioned this before. Southern, like you think of that, like Southern Belle.
Oh yeah. See, I didn't think too much in the U.S.
Oh, I do declare. That was pretty sexy, right?
No, you
but
just
then
put that on my nuts.
so you've got your Southern accent.
Okay.
But like I said, not like your redneck accent. Not sexy. So
Okay.
So so I'm thinking Spanish, maybe French, some sort of European like Finnish.
Okay. Are you keeping out Italian? Is it
Southern,
where does Italian fall?
Well, I didn't think of Italian.
Oh.
So
You are Italian. What the fuck?
yeah. Italian's a good one as well. If I had to say, what's my number one sexiest accent?
Please say German. Please say German.
Oh boy, I forgot about German. Boy, that's right at the top of the non-sexy.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Oh man.
Okay, go ahead. What is it?
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. The tough one. What's like my number one? It would probably be. I'm just gonna go with like Southern. I think Southern is good. So Southern
Okay.
U.S. That's gonna
All
be
right.
the ticket.
All right. All right. So I guess now we want to cover not sexy.
I mean, I didn't know that you had some not sexy stuff.
I don't really,
so-
but I'm just going to come up with them off the top.
Oh
of
well,
my
we've
head.
already nailed a couple. German.
Yeah. So that's maybe like in my top 5 not sexy.
My opinion, of course, Ukrainian.
Okay.
And redneck country, of course. I had
So
Canadian.
by redneck country, are we talking hillbilly? Because that would definitely be on my list.
I don't know
hillbilly.
I don't know the difference between a hillbilly and a
Have you
redneck.
been to Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania?
No, but I've asked some of the rednecks and hillbillies at work,
Okay.
and they were offended if I wasn't sure if they were a hillbilly or a redneck. So I'm not sure what the
Yeah.
difference is. Do we have hillbillies or rednecks?
Well, we have a mix of both. Well, you see, we have some guys that are from like West Virginia area. If you're out west a little bit of Pennsylvania, you're more a hillbilly.
Yeah, like
Right.
the Mountaineers.
The mountain men. Yeah. If you got a mountain man, you're probably more of a hillbilly.
Right.
If-
So I
like the
thought we
redneck
had.
just drives a pickup truck and wears cowboy boots.
Right.
But and just wears plaid. But
Right.
they're just like maybe they say y'all, but that's about it.
Like,
you got your hillbillies, and they're like, "Yo, we want to get some
Well, like-
fruit chat."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Jeff Foxworthy. Has
Yeah.
anybody ever listened to Jeff
Yeah,
Foxworthy?
he's more the hillbilly. He sounds like
No,
hillbilly.
he's redneck.
No, he sounds hillbilly.
Oh, okay. Either way, has anybody ever listened
He
to...
literally sounds like I just made an impression of.
That's what I'm saying. Has anybody
Yeah.
ever listened to him and been like, damn, that's sexy?
I don't know. I don't think so. But
Exactly.
maybe.
Exactly.
I don't know what you're into. All right, so cat break or what is this?
He's just hanging out.
Okay, you wanted to make sure that we're all right after that accent. All right.
Yeah, I think that he thought your redneck accent was a mouse.
Okay.
It was very high pitched.
Oh.
He's usually very friendly. I don't know why he wants to chew on you today.
I am the enemy.
Benji, be nice, bud. Be nice.
We got some more negative accents and languages. One that I can definitely say is a bad one is French. So French, they're all pompous and they think they're like the sexiest accent and they like to flaunt it, and that's what ticks me off. I have a grudge against these guys and girls. because you're all like, "Oh, voulez-vous? You want some wine?"
That was
with this
pretty
meal?"
good, yeah.
And I'm just like, "No, motherfucker.
I don't know why you said-
Stay away from me. I'm going to Italy."
You said parlez-vous, which is like, can you speak? So you said like, parlez-vous, you want some wine? I'm not sure what that means.
That's the only thing. I just threw something in there.
I've been to France too, actually. So
Oh, look at you, all cultured.
yeah, this is really fun for me to talk about these languages that I've actually heard in person.
Yeah.
Like Jamaican, French, German, Italian.
Yeah.
I've been to all of these countries.
Well, good
and,
for you.
Yeah,
And
I've
Icelandic.
been to Iceland. Yes, you're right. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Oh, great. Where does Icelandic fall on your list?
It's on my list. I wrote it down next to Finnish because I wasn't sure what the different sound was between like a Finnish accent and an Icelandic accent. I kind of doubt anybody's going around being like, "Damn, that Icelandic accent is sexy."
There's probably somebody out
So
there.
yeah,
There's also probably somebody out there being like, "Oh my God, get me off this island."
yes. I did have an Icelandic lady yell at me because I was not allowed to eat my pastry in the coffee shop. That was really something.
And that turned you on?
No, it did not. So I guess maybe Icelandic falls under not sexy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. I'm trying to think of other really bad accents. We got Boston accents.
Oh god,
and
that's
that one-
terrible. Terrible.
I would combine like Boston and New York as both like.
What about that Philly Jersey thing?
Well, that's just kind of what I'm used to. So
Like
that, again, that's almost
Guido.
like normal.
Like we see. Okay, so most of
Guido.
the terrible accents are like in America.
Oh yeah, for
So you've
sure.
got redneck,
Being that
Boston,
we are American, we find our own language appalling.
New York. That's like I said.
Cali girl, that one pisses
terrible,
me off.
Terrible. Yep. Okay, America is terrible. Accent-wise. Accent-wise.
Yeah, except for apparently your Southern bells,
Well,
because
yes.
Kevin's into that.
I'm pretty sure the general perception of the Southern Belle
Yep,
is sexy.
yep.
So.
It's got that slow. It's just
Now they might be stupid
Easy.
because that's why they talk so
so
slow.
there's a stereotype, I guess.
Well, why are they talking so slow? I don't know.
You're right. I don't know. That's about it. That's all I got as far as negatives.
All right. Well, that's good. No, I think we can probably wrap up the first episode here of the List podcast.
How are we
So,
doing? Or is it
time wise, we're at 37 minutes. So I mean, we're
Oh my God.
we're right in our wheelhouse. So,
okay? All right.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is I'm going to play back some outro music right now, and I'm going to say thanks for tuning in to the List podcast. For Sean Preller, I'm Kevin Muzzolino saying we'll be back for more bullshit. And don't forget, we're sponsored by Trojan Condoms because apparently Sean and other people should not have children. So, all right, that's it for this week's episode of the List podcast.